right, ladies and gentlemen, it is General Greene, and God loves you so much that he had you tune into this video. Jesus Christ is King, Lord of Lords, and we are living through the Great Reset now. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been massive announcements by Donald Trump of not only massive tariffs for Canada, for Mexico, for the Eurozone, for China. The list goes on and on. These are very protectionist measures, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen next. But first, I need your help. I need your critical help to share this video. They don't want this information out to the American public and you citizens worldwide. They don't want you prepared so you can pivot, leverage, and profit. They want to prevent this information from getting out to you. Also, like and share and follow me on X. Let's take it straight to 100K followers. We've added 10K just in the last week. My hat is off to you. Thank you very much. islandproject.com. So let's talk about this great reset. Now, one of our major predictions, of course, has now come true. I've talked about for literally the last year that as soon as Donald Trump got into the White House, the global elite would collapse the entire U.S. stock market, make him the scapegoat, and then blame it on him. That's what's happening today. In fact, the market, I haven't checked on my phone in about half an hour, was trading down as much as 700 points. We're seeing weakness in Tesla in correction bear market territory, weakness in Nvidia stock. The NASDAQ tech is flirting with a correction. We're seeing massive volatility across cryptocurrencies with the announcement of the strategic crypto, not Bitcoin reserve, strategic crypto reserve, which, by the way, has a lot of Bitcoin maxis, feathers, all bundled up right now because they're disappointed that not just their bags will be pumped, proving that people like the Winklevoss twins, etc., are very underexposed to other cryptos. Again, I always told you that it would be a diversified basket of cryptos that would make up the reserve, and that there would be more winners than just one, just Bitcoin, as we move into real world assets, of course, and sovereign reserve and Donald Trump's massive announcement by the presidency and his sons, which are all in crypto now. So let's talk about where this is headed, because the great resetting of the entire system is here now. Last week we went viral thanks to you because you're so freaking awesome. You Christian ballers out there, you God faith first individuals, and those that maybe don't believe in God, I love you too. Jesus Christ is King. But you helped get our video out about this massive news that's been covered up, that has really been secret, top secret, and really a part of only the intelligence agencies know this, and those behind the black X walls in Washington, D.C., that the Fort Knox gold reserves are being actively monetized right now and repriced for the introduction of the new currency launch. So what's going on? Trump and Elon and Doggy are moving in a very protectionist fashion, which we've seen throughout history. You've seen this during World War II, for example. We saw this with FDR in his 3 terms. So he got, really protectionist. We see things like embargoes being declared right before the attack on Pearl Harbor because it's an act of war. Even Warren Buffett is saying this, tariffs are an act of war. It's an economic act of war before physical conflict. So what do we have happening? All these other countries are turning against the United States right now. We're seeing Canada turn against the United States, the Eurozone turn against the United States. We're seeing the UK turn against the United States. We're seeing other countries announce their retaliatory tariffs to the United States. So where is this going? You should catch the drift here and the trend. War. This is a buildup to war. You're in World War III. I've said this for years. I predicted it's a technological war. Also notice Donald Trump just announced a $100 billion investment by TSMC, the semiconductor company in Taiwan, which is a huge focus because there's going to be an imminent attack by China on Taiwan to get those semiconductor devices that, again, back these new currencies and the blockchain and Bitcoin and other cryptos itself. Donald Trump just announced a $100 billion investment in Arizona, by the way. It's going to be very good for the economy, create a lot of jobs, of new production facilities, which we already have some here in the West and other states that are manufacturing these devices almost in a race to get the most semiconductors possible. But what this does for the American people short term actually isn't going to be friendly or nice at all. not only are stocks going to continue to probably collapse short term, but there's going to be increased costs in commodities and imports. This means the prices of, all your day-to-day essentials, food, water, housing, rents, gold, silver, eggs, the list goes on, is going to keep increasing. And we're seeing this across chains like Chipotle, which are rationing now how much chicken you actually get. We're seeing this from other major Fortune 100 companies that are hiking prices and then giving you less of the stuff that you once used to get. And so that's going to be a byproduct of these tariffs. And this is something that you need to consider for you and your family, because it ain't going to be fun short term. Eric Trump actually had a cryptic tweet, and I caught this. I don't know if you did. And he said something along the lines, now my advice is for crypto to hodl long term. When I read that a couple days ago over the weekend, when they had also announced the crypto reserve and we saw the volatility, and then he announced that, I think on Monday, yesterday, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like good news at all. That sounds like we're getting a washout of retail so the institutions can move in, buy your freaking bags, destroy you, rip your freaking faces off so BlackRock can buy more of this stuff and then eventually pump this crap to the moon. The new reset. And I actually think that that is what is happening. Keep in mind, Donald Trump is a very smart art of the deal negotiator. And he's got his foot pedal to the metal right now, but he can always later on, let me give you an example of some upside. Later on, Donald Trump, let's just say a year from now, could even be sooner than that, says something along the lines, well, Mexico and Canada have learned their lesson. I've played hardball with them. I'm the top dog negotiator. And then he decides to lift the tariffs or ease the tariffs. Then the markets just freaking skyrocket, stocks, cryptos, etc. So Donald Trump's negotiating tactics basically give him carte blanche to do whatever he wants. This is what I want you to understand. Like, he is in a position of strength right now. I don't believe that the rest of the world is. The rest of the world, case in point, is being very reactive and reactionary to Donald Trump's terms. Who's dictating the terms? Trump. This is actually what he's good at. This is what Donald Trump is good at. He is great at negotiating, running a business, intimidating, and honestly getting his way. This guy's a street fighter from freaking New Jersey, guys. Don't bet against him. Yes, I'll criticize the other topics I don't like because it's the real media, but I'll defend him on the things that I know are actually good for the prosperity of the nation and America. With that being said, I think all that's happening now actually is good for America. I do think it strengthens our ship here, so to speak, but long term. But short term, it's going to have grave repercussions. So let me give you an example of this. The fact that other countries and nation states are going to turn against the United States, that's going to probably weaken growth temporarily, hike inflation even higher, which is why you need to be in real assets, because it's only going to soar. Gold, silver, the best real estate in the world, food, commodities, rents, housing, that's what they want. And I actually think there's going to be like a lot of anti-Americanism coming from these other countries, which is why you should make sure your passports are up to date. I mean, guys, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify with us. Get your freaking money out of the banks. We are in an internationalized, diversified portfolio with no bank debt for a reason, because we saw this coming from a mile away over a decade ago. Basically predicted everything that's happening right now. All glory to God. So we're really being teed up now for, I believe, a short-term kind of winter, a short-term period of weakness before the inevitable super cycle pump. I actually still think we're in a bull market, but I think we're kind of getting like market manipulation. Trump is influencing using his dominance and as a counterpoint to the Fed. Elon Musk and Trump behind closed doors, along with David Sachs and others, head of the crypto AI governance, are, focused on Fort Knox, resetting the system, moving us into the new digital arc, so to speak, moving us into a new system of protectionism, of tariffs, of border control, of technological advancement. And I've always seen it from the perspective is they can't get people on to the new system without making it great. right? Without making AI like a skyrocketing investment opportunity, without making Bitcoin the new world reserve standard, without making crypto the new technology that's going to fuel the AI revolution, that's going to help save America, help balance the books, help to get rid of the debt. And all these tools that are being implemented now break the old system and set us up for the absolute new one. So we still have all the geopolitical conflict going on, of course. We have the conflict in Israel. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are attempting to withdraw from NATO. I actually think that's probably a good thing, because if we are in NATO, while French soldiers, God forbid, or UK infantry, something bad happens to them and there's a casualty, then all of a sudden Article 5 is triggered. And if we're a part of NATO, that means your sons and daughters are going to war, which brings up another point, which would be good to withdraw from NATO. How far are you willing to go to save America? This is something that I actually want like Republicans to think about. And I consider myself more of a libertarian. I don't really define myself as a part of a political party because I think it's all fake. I think there's power brokers above the White House. I think that's pretty obvious. Who owns the country and who has real dominance and control. I believe these people are faces and frontmen, so to speak. But how far are you willing to go? Because Trump's tariffs could collapse the entire stock market. I mean, I'm talking about like your pensions go to zero, like bank runs hit, like all the prosperity you counted on, your retirement might collapse like 2008 and 09. Hyperinflation ensues. The banks get rocked, right? They have 0% reserve requirements right now. Bail-ins hit. You're paying even more money for food and essentials. Like, how far are you willing to risk it? And this is a point I'm making because I think a lot of people are just enjoying the theater, but they're really not willing to risk much. You see, when I went all in, I go all in my businesses. I'm willing to risk everything for what I believe in. Island Project. Risk everything for what I believe in. Bitcoin. That's why I told you to buy it, 15 years ago. And I went all in. I'm willing to go full-blown diamond nuts. I'm at the poker table. I put all my chips in. I'm willing to either go broke or 1,000 freaking X and get super rich like we've done. But are you? Like, are the American people willing to go broke because of short-term tariff disruptions? Are you willing to send your sons and daughters to the front lines of a World War III because of what's going on? Are you willing to lose your inheritance like 2008 and 09, or your pension or your retirement benefits or your IRAs or your money at the bank that has 0% reserve requirements right now because of Trump? I'm asking a hard question because I don't think most Americans are willing to do that, which is how we know what the elite's master plan is next. I don't think they take it quite that far. And the reason is, if they do, the sheep will start asking questions like, wait a minute, something's awry here. Something doesn't make sense. It's no longer a Netflix TV show that they're watching with Zelensky and Trump. It's not just politicking. It's not just fakeness, a freaking show. Lights, camera, action, makeup. Make sure you get this right camera angle. It suddenly turns into something that hits like a wrecking ball into your home. And I don't think that the American people are up for that, which tells me a lot of this disruptive phase will probably be short term. Then we're going to get a super cycle pump, a super freaking cycle pump. AI, Bitcoin, blockchain, crypto, real assets tokenized, RWA, everything we're at the forefront of. And it also tells me that the building of the digital Noah's Ark has always, I've always known this. Of course, God told me, he instructed. I'm just listening to him like Noah, has always been the right move. Because again, we are in a very disruptive period in time. We are in a period of time where there's so many opportunities because all this stuff is going on. And the continued theme, and what I believe is a guarantee, is more uncertainty, is dollar collapse, is a reset into a new sovereign reserve, Bitcoin, crypto, like I've warned you for 15 years. And in addition to that, more hyperinflation and de-risking out of fiat currencies into things you can actually physically touch that are real to protect you and your families. So it's really obvious what you should do next, guys. I mean, people ask me all the time, Christopher, General, the General, what up, the General? the friggin' general. Where are the Christian billionaire friggin' ballers, ladies and gentlemen? Where are the Christian billionaire friggin' ballers, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you're looking at them. Call Papa John at 808-442-2934. That's 808-442-2934. Roll over those IRAs and retirement accounts before the bail-ins and the bank runs and the stock market continues to collapse. Look, guys, stocks can go to zero. It won't matter. We own all of this free and clear. No bank debt. We're sitting cool as cucumbers, enjoying the lifestyle investment along with all of our members. So get in. Live the good life. Join the Christian Team Coalition. 1,000 freaking X yourself now while you still can before it's too late. I'm actually looking at some new real estate today. By the way, every time we close on a new mansion, I always text my dad and he texts me and we play the Rocky theme song music. I just love that. Beautiful real estate out here in Arizona. So maybe we'll buy a strategic mansion out here. You know, this is a good rallying point. Let me know your thoughts. I always buy where my members want us to go. This is kind of like the New California, honestly. You know, we've got our airports here. You can get pretty much anywhere internationally. Real estate's amazing. It's still undervalued compared to a lot of what's out there if you compare it to other locations. And we've got all this migration plus Fortune 100 moving in with all their semiconductors and tech, which has actually been going on for some time. So I love you guys, but you got to make sure that you're preparing for what we know is ahead. Also, I encourage all y'all, let's get fit. Let's get physically, spiritually fit this year. Let's get those, diamond nuts ready, our six-pack abs ready for the summer. I'm on a really great routine right now. We're getting a lot of exercise, eating a high-protein diet, lots of vegetables, eating really clean, resistance training, getting a lot of REM sleep. Supplementing, the basics, men's supplement packs. I've got a good one, by the way, I'll probably reveal to you guys really soon. Creatine, glutamine, probiotics, eating clean, no processed food, no alcohol. The whole concept of 1000X is to live your freaking best life. To even do it in a storm. When other people are reactionary to the storm, you want to be ahead of this stuff, pivoting, leveraging, and profiting like we've all been doing here at islandproject.com for a very long time. So again, join me on this wild ride in the Praying Mantis Lamborghini. I've got big announcements coming, a brand new newsletter, and I want to welcome aboard all of our amazing new members from around the world. Just had someone reach out from the UK onboarding. We've got members from countries literally all over this beautiful planet, and that's incredible. Think about how powerful of a community that is, that connectedness, that private ecosystem, that soon-to-be blockchain launch, all the capital gains, true 100% equity ownership, freaking cash flows, some use, which is incredible. You can actually live your dream, live your investment, live the lifestyle, and also know you're doing something great. Boycott what the elites are doing, folks. Boycott what the banks are doing to you. Boycott the inflation. Instead, profit from it. If you're smart enough to know what's coming next, get in. Just like Bitcoin, man. That's why I got into freaking Bitcoin, brah. That's why we got freaking into Bitcoin, brah. So anyways, guys, I love you. We're having fun too, but that's what I think is going to happen next. These tariffs, this protectionism, it's an act of war. Just like Warren Buffett said, it's going to lead to that, but I think it'll be a short-term thing because they got to pump this stuff. They got to pump-it-pump. They got to pump-it-pump because we know what the agenda is. We know what the real agenda is. We know where they're going and how they're going to have to onboard the masses to all this new surveillance and tyranny and draconianism and, take control of everybody's life and, merge and marry you with the AI and, upgrade you with software and then put the hardware in your freaking forehead so you get married to the AI and ChatGPT. We get it. We know where it's going. Profit from this stuff. Protect yourself on the digital Noah's Ark. Join the good guys, man. We love you, man. We're defending you. We're defending all of you, dude. The Christian billionaire superclass. We love you. God's got our back. We are freaking invincible and unstoppable through Christ, and so are you. Join us and get in. Fill out a quick app, 5-minute app, islandproject.com. It's that easy, and call my dad. Links below and up here. Jesus Christ is King.